Hey everybody, today I'm going to be working on a patch. I'm going to be bringing you with me, but I'm also going to be using some new twill, so stay tuned. Basically, what I have in my hands is this new twill that I haven't seen much about before. I haven't seen many people post about it, use it, or really anything about it. So when I went down to Fort Worth to the Impressions Expo and I came across this booth, I was kind of interested. Let me get these unwrapped first and I'll explain why they might be interesting to you. But I definitely want to try them out today and I'm going to show you guys the results. All right, so I've already unraveled this. I've opened this up and unraveled it. I still have the red in the package, but I think I'm going to be using the white. But I did kind of want to explain what this is before we get into it. This is a product called, I have my little cheat sheet on the side here. This is a product called Easy Patch by Datastitch. It's a company that I found at the Impressions Expo. They're kind of in the back, not too many people were visiting them, but I did kind of stop by their booth and look at a few of the things they had, and it caught my eye, specifically this, which is why I bought some. This is essentially a twill that can be peeled away. And if you look at this, if you remove this backing, oh, it's going to focus on me. If you remove this backing, you're left with this twill, which you can just simply tear. And so the concept of this is when you're embroidering on it, when you're doing your stitching and all that stuff, it will poke holes and it will give you a nice clean edge opposed to this, how I kind of teared this here. But when you're done, say with a patch or whatever, you can simply pull it out. So this is the Easy Patch material. I'm going to grab my notes again. Basically, they do sell these in these little rolls, which are 18 inches by 36 inches, which is about 500 square inches, 540 square inches, and they go for about $24.95 plus shipping, and they do discount it to $19.99 if you buy 4 or more. This isn't a sponsored video. This is just something I thought would be kind of interesting. I'm going to test it out first, so before you decide if it's a good product for you or even for me, I do want to get it tested. So that's why I bought a couple of these at the show. I already have some of it put into my hoop, ready to go. Traditionally, if you guys have seen my previous videos, you guys know I like to use the 4mm plastic sheeting for patches, but it's good to always have second options. So this is something I want to try out. I'm going to bring you guys with me. So like I said, I've already got it loaded up. I got the machine ready to go behind me. I'll show you guys the design first, and then I'll take you guys through it. I'm going to try and get this in with one hand, like that. We are using just the 5.5 by 5.5. This is great for just doing 1 or 2 patches, how many you can squeeze on there. If you're doing more than that, the 11 by 13 is fantastic, or the biggest size hoop, honestly. That way you can just layer as many patches as you need and they can all get sewn out at once. But for me, I'm just going to go ahead and use this. As for the design, we are going to be making this name tags, patch style name tag. Everything's going to be in black here. Since this is in my Bravo, the color does not change to what I have, but I did make sure to select the correct color that I need. I am going to bring down the minimum active feed a little bit and we'll keep an eye on it. Essentially, we are looking at about 7,000 stitches, which isn't terrible. This should go by fairly quickly. So I'm going to get you guys propped up, get everything dialed in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay. It's not too bad. Let's get this over to the table and kind of break it down. Okay, so there we go. This is the final product. I haven't touched it or anything, cleaned it up. It's all kind of just straight off the machine. But one thing I do want to know, I saw it when it was stitching out. Small letters aren't doing fantastic, and I think that is because it does have a little bit more give. The letters on the S specifically were getting kind of buried in. But the rest were doing fine. These letters up top were 0.3 inches tall. These ones at the bottom, I think, were 0.2. So maybe just keep it above. My rule of thumb is usually just keep it above 0.25. So honestly, I typically wouldn't have done letters like that, but it's just something I'm playing around with. Regardless, I think it came out fine. If we get the hoop off and out of the way, it is holding pretty sturdy, and this is what I like to see. I am going to just try and go ahead and just rip this off and see how it comes out. This top part tears very easily. This bottom part is kind of like support. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it a tear. And yeah, I mean, kind of what I expected. super cool, super clean. Only issue is now I have to get this part off, which I assume I can probably just cut and then singe or burn the edges. So let me grab my scissors real quick. I'm just gonna cut this close and see how we can do. So I know a lot of people like to do their patches on like a whole piece of twill and then cut around as close as they can to the edges and then burn them to get a clean edge. I don't, like I said, that's why I like to use the 4mm plastic sheeting. But I'm always open to see new techniques and see what works best for me. I'm gonna clean up this back a little bit just because it's gonna bother me a bit. So there we go. The edges obviously aren't clean yet, but I do want to see if I can singe them if I can. Oh, yeah, that's actually, that burns really nice, actually. Let me see, let me get that close. So that cleaned up super easily. Honestly, you'd probably want to cut it a little bit closer, but, and it, oh, well, comes off a little bit, but that's not too bad. That's definitely better than burning like a piece of twill or something like that. Wow, that actually cleaned up so much better. I left a lot just because I was curious. Honestly, you probably want to cut it a little bit closer, but that burned up pretty well. The edges aren't obviously going to be perfect, but that's, again, because I left a lot on the sides. So overall, yeah, I'm super happy with this. Again, my other concern is because you can just rip this, that this over time would be peeled off. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some heat and bond on the back here, and so it should hold everything together once it gets pressed on. I'm really happy about these. I'm gonna keep using these. I might make more videos on them in the future, but this is more or less just kind of a proof of concept and introducing you guys to a different product, something that you might not have seen before. Like I said, I don't see a lot of people talking about this or using this, and I did see it on the Impressions Expo, so I wanted to test it out, and so far I'm pretty happy with how this came out. What do you guys think? How do you guys do your patches? Let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, yeah, as for right now, for doing a single test, I would definitely recommend this. So if you are interested, I'll leave all the information in the description below. I'm not paid by them. They didn't pay me or give me anything to say anything. I'm just, I paid 50 bucks for these 2 rolls, and I wanted to try it out out of genuine curiosity. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. You guys have a good one. Take care.